All right, Top Rope Wrestling Talk fans, we are back again. Another week on that lethal quarantine, locked in our homes, but we're back for you guys. It's your favorite foursome. We're here talking wrestling. Got a lot of questions. We shot it out to the fans. This week we got your questions. We got the wheel. We got my boy, the sound effect machine over here. We got Dom.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, Dom, two belts over there. We got our boy. He's better than you. He's MJF. Wishing that he was as fly as this man over here. We got Bruce C. Bruce.
I'm better than you.
And he knows it.
Yes, I am.
Better than you and you in the back. Don't forget, better than you. And don't forget, we got the Latina heat bringing it in, heating us up. We got Grandma Wendy, the lovely.
Viva la raza. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Coming to you this week from outer space. And, of course, you got the newest guy. That's me. I'm Evil Evan. Part of the team. We're here to talk wrestling. That's what we do. We're the Top Rope Gang. And let's start it up. Let's stop wasting some time.
Oh, thank you, Evil Evan. That was lovely.
They just fucked with the wrong Mexican.
Yeah, we have.
I gotta say, the 40 adds a great touch to this episode.
It really does.
It
It
sure
brings
does.
some like.
It's usually
It's
usually coffee, soda, and bourbon bananas, but we got a 40 this week.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a bottle. I've had a bottle of beer every now and then, but a 40 I ain't had in a minute. I mean, it feels
We're not playing around this week.
powerful and yet so pride-esque to have
That's
a 40 on the.
So
That's that SoCal life.
Right? I'm so
There
jealous.
is.
I'm so jealous.
That's
It's
that
early.
SCU life.
You just finished dinner. You suck down a 40, talk some shit. That must be fun.
People are like, damn. Like, damn, I want to be as cool as those guys. They drink 40s on their wrestling podcast.
Right? We're drinking 40s. We're smoking. We don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter.
Mm.
I'm pretending to be healthy for once. I'm eating apples instead of like my usual crap.
Wow, good for you.
No gummy bears, huh?
Now,
Oh, I ran out of gummies. Yeah.
Now, I think before we jump into some with all these fan questions we have a bunch, and that's awesome. Thank you. I think we ought to start the show by saying congratulations, Becky Lynch. You're gonna be a mom. That's kind of cool. I mean,
Absolutely. I'm just gonna kick it off. That segment with Asuka, like, she
Oh.
didn't win the title how I wanted her to win it, but dude, that shit, grown man, tears in his eyes.
Yeah,
that
when
shit was
she-
awesome.
when Becky popped the case open and the title was in it, and you saw Asuka's face, I was like, oh. and
I was like,
then from
what
there,
is happening?
I was bawling. Like, Asuka was all pumped, and then she said, I'm gonna go be a mom, and I was like, oh, feels.
I lost her when
But-
she said, "You go be a warrior. I'm gonna go
I'm
be a
gonna go be
mother."
a
I was like,
mother.
like I just
Oh,
waterworks.
But
don't look at
can,
me.
can we not? So now that we got the emotional part out of the way, can we talk about Asuka's perfect English when she was hugging Becky?
What I tell you?
Can we talk
What
about
did I tell
Asuka's
you?
perfect English when she was hugging Becky, saying, "I'm so happy for you. Congratulations, you're gonna
That's
be
some-
a mom."
Right?
I was having flashbacks to when Kofi lost his Jamaican accent.
Right? or when Lana dropped the Russian and went straight
Russian.
Valley Girl.
Well, straight. Hold on. Lana went Russian Valley, Russian Valley, Russian Valley, and then she just went straight Valley. Like
Yes.
she was like in between. Like one day she was Russian, the next week she was Valley,
Unless
next
she's-
week she was Russian.
Unless she's saying the name Rusev.
Yeah, Rusev's always got the accent.
No,
Went
that's some
from
crazy shit. Like,
Russian to Valley to Unsufferable, right?
but yeah, that's.
Yeah, pretty much.
I seriously think that night everybody got to like break character except Seth Rollins, which was like, what? No love for the baby daddy? What the hell?
And Shayna definitely did not break character. That was some harsh
No.
ass shit she said, especially to
Yeah.
Maddie. The heart line dies with you. Like I was like,
Oh,
damn. That hurt me to my core. I was like, what the fuck?
Shayna is trying to draw like MJF level heat. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Like
Never
just
happened.
trying so hard, but she's trying.
She's trying something
trying.
else, man. She's got some other kind of heat because that was
She-
some harsh
Whew.
ass shit.
That's some 6-head heat is what that is.
So before we kick into all these questions, I got one more thing that I wanted to kind of talk about that happened on Raw
Okay.
that brought a lot of attention to me that I saw was the MVP and Bobby Lashley. Now remember, last week on the show I was talking they wanted to bring a new Nation of Domination. There was a sort of talk with MVP leading that, and I had 3 other guys in there, but Lashley fits freaking perfect as the Kama Mustafa character, the enforcer.
Yes.
Right.
But MVP basically told Lana to hit the friggin' bricks.
Take a hike, bitch. I got this.
He told her to hit the bricks. So how long before we see her back with Miro, wherever Miro goes?
Unless they cut her, not in the next few years, because she just re-upped with
Resigned for 5
WWE.
years.
Yeah, like
so
a few
did
months
so did
back.
Guns and Gallows.
Yeah, but
Guns
they
and
got cut.
Gallows.
That's the thing. They got cut. They would have to release Lana, which they could. But why would they, again, I didn't understand when they got rid of Guns and Gallows after they signed him to an extension. But all right, are they going to do that with Lana too? Wouldn't they have done that already? Like, I don't know what they're building towards, but it is kind of cool to see the
Well,
old.
She
it is cool
could
to
have
see.
she could have also been like, look, you got rid of Miro, I want to go too.
Yeah, like you got rid of my husband, I went out. I could see that. Like, deuces, cut me, I'm going. But
Unless
it was.
she's under like a belief that no one else will take her. Because honestly, the way she's been set up, who would want that?
Well, if you could get the package deal, if you could get like Rusev, Aiden, and Lana, then you're talking like some shit that got over big time, whether WWE liked it or not. So you might take them as a package, but you're not just going to be like, oh, Lana's out there, we got to go get this bitch. Like,
Yeah,
nobody's
that's what I'm
kicking
saying,
down
like,
doors. Nobody's kicking
no.
down doors and throwing male strippers through Lana's
No,
window.
she's
them to
gonna
come
have to be
in.
a package. It's
Mhm.
gonna have to be a her and Miro package.
That's what
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
said.
saying. That's it. Like,
But
yeah,
it was-
no one's beating down her door to say, "Oh, come wrestle for us."
No, but it was
When actually
cool.
she's gotten better.
It was cool seeing like Lashley and MVP back together. It was like a big fuck you to TNA. Like, we'll bring the beatdown click here.
It's gonna be the new Nation.
I know, but they were the
I
founding,
so hope they go with the Nation of
they were
Domination
the they were the
That'd be
founding
awesome.
members
So
of
hope.
they were the founding members of the beatdown click. So it'll, in my head, it'll be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's back.
Yeah, and wasn't King Mo the other one with him?
Yeah, King Mo, Loki at one point,
Kenny King.
Kenny King.
Kenny King. Like they had a big faction, so to put
They
something
will.
like that back together would actually be kind of interesting. Because it was interesting in TNA when TNA was kind of just. So it would be definitely interesting in WWE now that it seems to be going. But yeah,
True, okay.
I'm
Let's
glad you
say,
brought that
let's
up.
say the WWE. Let's say they they offer Lana this deal and they have her under contract. Let's say they plan to use her. And we get this Lashley MVP little stable, kick Lana to the curb, right? What if they run roughshod there, taking over Raw, SmackDown, whatever, right?
Right.
Lana comes back with a little faction of her own to kind of get revenge. Her ex-husband Bobby kick it to the curb. What if we have Lana introduced? I don't know, Undisputed Era, some kind of new faction to kind of be her new boys.
Or she just goes and
Who's gonna get
recruits
the team?
like the Forgotten Sons
Someone.
from SmackDown and brings them in.
I'm just saying, right? Like, if the WWE is going to be paying her and you're going to use her, it would make sense that she would come back with, a gang of her own, kind of get revenge. But I don't know who you could use.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Makes sense.
spitball ideas. Do you know what I mean? You're
No,
going
I
to pay
know.
the woman and you might as well use her.
By the way, like going through our show's history, I think this is probably the most we've ever talked about Lana. Ever.
Without making fun of
And the
her.
most you probably ever
Yeah.
will.
Ratchet bitch. Okay, good. I feel better.
Rusev.
You have to respect the restraining order. Bobby, why can't I come out?
Oh, stop, please. Dear God.
All right. That was originally, like I said, I just wanted to congratulate Becky. I think that's
Yes,
kinda cool.
absolutely.
I
Congratulations,
love what
Becky.
they did there.
Seth, congratulations. Even though, yes, congratulations. I'm not going there.
Yeah. Even though Seth is acting like the pregnant one, I'm having mood swings and I don't feel good. And my feet are swelling. It's like, dude, is this all like sympathy for Becky? Wow.
It happens.
It does. I've never seen it that extreme, but it does. I'm sorry I tried to rip your eye out. It was an accident. I'm just very hormonal right now.
Oh, Jesus.
That shit was
Can
funny.
someone get me a McFlurry, please?
I think, the best thing for the Seth Rollins character right now is if they were, play into this whole, like, Rey Mysterio attack, you suspend him for 60 days for, an attack of something, and you kind of let him refresh, because this whole Messiah thing with Buddy Murphy, it's on, it's off, it's hot, it's cold,
Right.
and I can't believe that if we had, like, a crowd full of people that they'd be into it right now. They'd be, like, buying it. It just, his character's gone stale, and I think right now would be the perfect time to give him let him refresh, let him come back something new, because I don't know, it's not clicking with me. I just don't, I'm not buying his research.
I'm with you.
Here's the big loss to the Monday Night Messiah gimmick is AOP. They stopped showing up as soon as the fight.
Yeah.
That's what killed the apostles in the Monday Night Messiahs when COVID started. You lost AOP because they're staying home and not coming to the show.
And that's your muscle,
That's it. That's his muscle. And Murphy was just added.
Murphy was a sidekick.
I guess.
Like
Can we just be real? Murphy, as much as I like him and he's talented, he was the sidekick. AOP's the muscle and Seth's your leader. So to be running around with a leader and a sidekick, I mean, this ain't, Batman and Robin. You got to have a faction. You can't just have a leader and a sidekick.
No, because then you got Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore.
Right. Version 3.0, I guess.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Now that we've gone on with that for a minute, why don't we get into some of these questions? We really do have a lot. Like, thank you.
We
Twitter,
got hit up big on
Facebook.
Twitter.
We love you. We got hit up in group. We got hit up at Top Rope WT on Twitter. We got blasted with questions, and I want to try to use them all if we can. I just don't want this to get too long of a show. So let's start with Eli on Twitter, because he was like the first person in. So first come, first serve, homie. Here we go. He asked, who would you like to see Killer Kross' first big feud be with in NXT? And I will say his answer was Dominic Dijakovic, and I fucking love that. We got to come up with something good. Anybody got anything for this one?
I got two.
Mm-hmm.
I got two because I'm extra sometimes. I guess I don't know.
Always.
One,
You're extra life, baby.
Keith Lee.
One
would be Keith Lee for the national
North American title.
Him and Keith Lee.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. Right off the bat, dude. It's Killer Kross or Karrion Kross. It's Karrion Kross
now, but we all know he's Killer Kross.
His
mama named him Killer. I'm gonna call him Killer.
and then the other one is my boy, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle.
Oh yeah, that would be some good shit. It really would. Those two would beat the hell out of each other.
They actually had some killer matches in the Indies.
I've got a good one because I didn't know anybody was going to come in with a title match like right off the bat. But Keith Lee is good, and this counts because they've been together, since before COVID. But what if his first big feud ended up being with Walter over the UK title? Could you imagine that match? That'd be like
they're
King
not going to
Kong.
send him over. Yeah.
No, they'll bring Walter here, but it would be like King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
It would just be crazy, like Titans going at it at like Takeover in your house.
I mean, let's be legitimately honest. He would be the only one that could pose a threat to his title reign.
He really is. I mean, I know they've been setting up Balor, but Killer Kross, oh my God. Like, I'd love to see that. Can we do that tomorrow? Can we get a private plane, like fly Walter in?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought maybe I kind of thought Dexter Lumis, because I like the idea of like two dark, creepy guys going against each other.
Oh,
and Dexter,
yeah.
I don't.
He
I don't
could
know
do
if
the
Dexter
whole
Lumis is coming
kidnap
back.
Scarlet. And
He could do the
Clone-
whole. He could do the whole.
my
Creep,
God,
yes,
Wendy.
yes. He could do the whole creepy bastard
welcome.
thing with Scarlet.
Yes,
It'd be great.
yes.
Just like he did before he left TNA. Just like when he was
with,
doing Christy Hemme.
Christy Hemme.
Hemme. Oh my fucking God, yes!
Or Damian Priest, because I like the idea of big guys.
I hate
going
that
against
fucking
each other.
guy.
Oh, never mind. Okay, forget that.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
Don't mind
no,
my
Never
opinion.
mind. We're going back to Dexter.
My opinion's fine. Don't
No,
mind
Priest
me.
is Priest
we're
is tough.
sticking to Dexter.
Priest is tough. He's a good striker. I would like to see that matchup too. But Dexter Loomis with the whole creepy bastard thing behind it. Ooh, just mwah.
Right.
The whole literal Dexter thing to
All right,
it.
let's
Mhm.
yeah, that would be great. Let's see if Evil Evan has anybody to add, because I feel like the creative juices are flowing. Either that or it's just a 40 running through a system. I'm not sure.
You see the smoke pouring
yeah.
out. He's thinking.
Yeah, you guys you probably tell I'm a big Killer Cross fan. Got the
I
shit
can
right
see
here,
that.
You know? Yeah, man. I'm all in. I'm pushing all the chips in. I have Undisputed Era there in bragging. You have Adam Cole. You have all of them. You have Marina Shafir if you want. You have all of them out there. And Crosby comes by one and taking them all out. I want to see like Royal Rumble stuff. He's throwing them over the top rope. He's tossing them out. I want to see Adam Cole, baby, and Killer Cross for the title. I tell you, I'm all in. My chips, they're put the belt on the guy. You have Scarlett, sexy thing, carry the belt for him because too tough to carry his own belt. And you go in, go for it, dude. Adam Cole has carried the brand for too long. We need something new. We've seen the ratings. They need something to shake things up. You put that belt on Cross. You have Scarlett cutting promos, looking fine as hell. The smoke show continuing. Like I said, give him the belt. You have him destroy all of them. Roddy, fucking Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, lays them all out. You see a pile of bodies. He's stacking them up. He's, carrying the dead flesh. It all makes sense.
Taking him to hell.
You're gonna be
All of them.
like they say, man. If you get locked up and you go to the pen, you take out the biggest dog. You go to the biggest guy in the yard and you knock his ass out. You make a name for yourself.
And
That's what Kerry needs to do.
by the way, if people don't think we're fans of Killer Cross, 3 out of 4 of us put him in a title match. Like, it's like, how about the North American title? How about the NXT UK title? How about the NXT title?
Or have him, like you said,
if
have
Wendy
him
could,
take out Walter, have him take out Keith Lee, have him be the belt collector, where he just,
yo.
Oh,
I was gonna
That
say,
I like.
if
That
Wendy
I
could
like.
have done it, she would have been like, you know what? Have him take out whoever wins this cruiserweight title tournament. Take that shit too. But he's too big.
Fuck it.
But
Have
we
him
had no
take
other
out
titles
Charlotte,
to
too.
give him.
All of it.
Or we would have.
everything, dude. Yeah.
dude, the fucking belt collector. How awesome is
Yes.
that?
Right?
He beats Keith Lee first, then him and Dijakovic take the tag titles, and then he goes and takes the fucking the fucking NXT title from Adam Cole last.
Especially like go back to your history and stuff, and Killer Cross was the muscle when Austin Aries was the belt collector in Impact. So all of a sudden, like the shoe is on the other foot. Now he's the belt collector. Maybe he goes grab some muscle of his own. This shit writes
You
itself.
don't need muscle.
You
don't really. I'm just saying, like Triple H, Sean, call me. We got ideas. We can help you. All right.
Let's not forget that Scarlett can hold her own too. I've seen
Scarlett can go.
No, she
Yeah,
can
can
go.
go.
Yeah. So we're
I
talking
know.
about, hitting muscle. I see her, maybe getting involved in a match, helping his ass out.
Oh,
in the Vegas style.
absolutely.
No, I've said it
Absolutely.
I've said it time and time again about Scarlett and about Penelope Ford. Like I know they're hotter than the sun, but they can fucking go. So don't count Scarlett out or just think she's eye candy. She will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I think that adds to their hotness, though. Like the fact that they could just crush
It
you
does.
and end you.
Like,
It's
oh, she might be
your
able,
boner.
she might be able to kick my ass. I like that.
All about
You
that
got
fear
a fear
boner, man.
boner.
Lady.
Death by snoo snoo.
Yeah, that's snoo snoo.
And me without a sound effect, like boing, you know.
How do you not have that one?
I don't know. I
Right?
never needed it before. I mean,
Easter
I have
swing.
the closest thing I have. The only thing I have to that kind of stuff is like,
I'm touching myself tonight.
that's it.
Perfect.
All right, that works.
We
All right,
need to
I
bring
think
back
we answered
swing.
the hell out of that question. Thank you.
We're on fire.
That was some good shit. Let's move on to
I got one. I got
You got
one.
one? Hit us,
I got
Boosie.
one. I got
Hey,
one
Rosie.
from Lay the Pod Down.
The jabronis that
at-
lay the pod down.
At Lay the Pod Down. Go follow them. Find them on Twitter and listen to their podcast. It's good.
Great show. They have a YouTube too, I think.
so-
Great show.
So here we go. Their question is, are there any MLW wrestlers that you see moving to a large promotion in the next couple of years?
Oh man.
And these, I
got-
believe these are the same guys that said they watched our show and appreciate that we talk about MLW and these
It is.
smaller shows.
It is. And we appreciate you for appreciating us because we're like that. But
That's how we
we've
roll.
already, I think we've touched on this a little bit, but like Jacob Fatu has got to be one of them because he's amazing. Alex Hammerstone, again, got to be one of them because he's fucking amazing. But there are a few others. I mean, like, I could see Davey Boy Smith coming back. Maybe not WWE, obviously, because that didn't work out so well. But AEW, I could see that.
Dude, there's gonna be quite a few. Like you said, you've got Fatu, you've got Hammerstone, you've
Mhm,
got David Hart Smith.
mhm.
Also, you got Flying Brian Pillman.
I was
gonna
just
say
about to
Pillman.
say, what about the man
You got Pillman.
call it in professional wrestling right now,
Yeah.
Flying Brian Jr.
Right
He
now,
would
the time.
definitely fit in on a big time roster
get it.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Von
WWE
Erich
might have-
continue that
they were a
family
little
legacy
afraid of that
somewhere
guy.
bigger.
I'm
There's
sorry.
another one, the Von Erichs.
Yeah, Wendy, you said the
Mm-hmm.
Von Erichs. Did Evil
Yeah.
Evan too, or because y'all kind of?
Oh, no, I was just chiming. I was just chiming in about Pillman. I could see WWE for a while there was afraid to kind of bring him in because
Mhm.
the way his dad left the way it wasn't something you want to shine a spotlight on. He's not the second generation star that they're used to pushing. But with
Right.
the popularity of Dark Side of the Ring and the fact that they're kind of lifting the veil a little more and accepting the fact that shit happened in the world of wrestling,
Right.
I can see Pillman getting his own 24 special, his own WWE Network documentary about the life and
Oh,
trials
yeah.
of the Pillman fucking family.
and
Dude,
and
he's money.
Mm.
He's amazing talent.
if we can get
Definitely.
if we can get real for a minute, it's either at this point it's either Brian Pillman Jr. or David Benoit,
Shots fired! Shots fired!
and you're not going there.
Dude,
There's no way you're going there, or he'd want to go there after the way they treated him.
No.
So
I don't see Pillman going to like as cool as it would be for him to go there. I don't see him going to WWE. Like
No.
I don't know, but I said that about a lot of people. So I thought Marty Scurll was going to AEW. So
I know I was so happy to point out every place he was, but
I
AEW
fucking
this
hate
week.
I hate you. I hate you. We're not friends.
Yes,
Dude,
we are.
You,
We're bros.
you look. At the beginning of Tuesday night, my blood pressure was here, and then Marty showed up on NWA. It went here, and then he posted a meme. It went here. Then he said something else. It went here, and he said something else. I was just shot right off the top. Motherfucker, you son of a bitch! We're not friends.
See, it's that kid at Christmas mentality, man. I had to bust your balls though, because you still give me that shit. It's like, oh, what about MJF in the inner circle? What about MJF in the inner circle? I already said I was wrong. What about MJF in the inner circle? I already said I was wrong.
But I mean,
Lord.
at the same time, he is bringing relevance back to ROH. I will say that. Like, they do have a new hype around them since since the big announcement with him and the big contract and all that stuff. Like, there's a new hype around ROH.
Yeah, they're even saying like Sinclair is going to release more ROH programming to its affiliates when they come back, so they're trying to give it a push. I mean, I don't think this would have happened without Marty. So,
Well, I mean, Marty's with Marty staying, you got Brody King to stay, you got Flip to stay. You
Right.
know, before that, when they thought Marty was going to leave, they had Matt Taven.
mm-hmm.
They had Matt. Don't get me wrong, Matt Taven's a great performer, but he's
Great
not one
wrestler.
to put a company on his back and fucking say, "Let's
No,
go,
I
take
don't
him to the
think-
friggin' next level."
I don't think any other promotion out there would have been like, you know what, we can hang our hat on Matt Taven. But switching gears back to MLW, like I know we talk about Hammerstone, MJF's obviously in a bigger promotion. Do we think that Richard Holiday could end up in one of these bigger promotions?
I was just about to bring up Holiday.
Oh, go
I
ahead,
get-
Evil
you know
Evan.
what?
Let him have the floor. Go ahead.
No, I get I get like an early Randy Orton kind of vibe with this guy. Kind of like he's like a mix of like an early Randy Orton and like a fucking Mean Street Posse vibe to him. I think he could do good in WWE. I think he's like that douchey, better than you heel, the way that they could have used EC3 for. But yeah, I don't know. He's a solid worker. He can get some good heat. He looks good. Tailor-made suits.
Yeah, I can see that.
No
he kind of
MJF, though.
he kind of has like a mix of Randy Orton and like Ted DiBiase, junior or senior. Just let's put those two together, and you got. I could definitely see him in WWE. I don't know about AEW. I'm not sure. It doesn't feel right.
More of a character. Yeah.
Wendy just wants to talk about Pineapple Pete. She don't care about none of this other stuff. She don't care about MLW and these guys. She just wants to talk about Pineapple Pete.
We got
Stupid
AEW
idiot.
questions.
We'll get to Pineapple.
No, we got AEW
We'll get to
questions
Shug
coming.
Dumperton.
No, Pineapple Pete. Stupid idiot.
Both.
Stupid idiot.
Both. We got AEW questions coming. I just wanted to. I thought that
I'm
was.
listening to you guys. I'm just.
I thought that was a
listening,
great
that's all.
question. There's a lot of guys in MLW that like are probably could be in a bigger promotion like today, or yesterday, something like they should have already been. So there's a ton of answers, and I hope Lay the Pod Down, enjoys that answer. We definitely enjoy your show. Check them out. Follow those jabronis on Twitter. They're very fun. We really enjoy them too. I'm gonna have to go and rate them like they did with us. But thanks again. We love the question. Let's turn to Facebook for a minute and get to one of our favorite guys in our top rope on Facebook. That's Peter. No, different kind of Peter.
Fucking guy.
Peter.
I know. Peter. So he asks, what do you think Carney World is going to be? Also, because it's a two-parter, with the announcement of In Your House, what are your favorite memories and what matches would you like to see?
All right. Let's start with the Carney World question.
Yeah, Carney World, I'm thinking it's just going to be like some kind of crazy, like empty arena type of show, because if you, again, know your history, when wrestling kind of bottomed out in the early days when people thought it was real and then found out that it wasn't, and matches took like hours, they kind of got pushed out of mainstream. They got pushed out of arenas, and they went to the Carney circuit. They started doing their wrestling matches at circuses, carnivals, wherever the fuck they could go. They'd be right there with the bearded lady having matches. So I think this is going to be some kind of, again, because NWA is about this, like a throwback to something along those lines where you see different competitors and you see empty arena type of things, but maybe like on a back lot or under a tent or something like that.
I was thinking under a tent.
Something wild.
It's gonna be, because here's the thing. You see, I'm gonna compare two companies. You guys okay with that?
Oh.
Do you see any clowns?
No, because you see AEW. They're outside at Daly's place and they have actual fans.
Right.
They have actual fans. They're not close to the ring. They're up in the second, third row and up in the tier, but they're there.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Carney World will be outside under a tent, just like you said, with fans. This is NWA's way. This is NWA's way of getting fans at shows to put out content and matches for us,
right?
Because they're not allowed to be in the studio and have all the fans.
That studio is so cramped that once you get all the entertainers and the commentators and the video crew, you don't have any room for fans. And so if you get something bigger,
you're at capacity with everybody.
Yeah, if you make like a carnival type setting where you put up a tent and you put bleachers way out and you put the ring down here, now you can put people here, there, and wherever, and still have a small crowd, make a little bit of money, and show something to people that they probably haven't seen or maybe never saw. Because like the last time there was carnival shows in wrestling, none of us were even fucking born. So
I mean, wasn't Otis's grandmother a wrestler at a carnival or something like that?
I know somebody's. I think it was Otis.
I think it's Otis's grandmother. Yeah.
We have to look that one up.
Like it's a
get on it, stat girl.
I know. I'm right.
Fire up the Google.
Doing it. But yeah, no, I think it'd be awesome. I mean, like it would have also that like those church tent revivals kind of feel as well.
Yeah,
You know?
that sort of thing. But yeah, and then when it comes to In Your House, like I'm not sure if you want me to give you like a card or if you're saying like, when you're asking for memories, the first thing that jumps out of my head every time you say In Your House was the hog pen match they had. Triple H in his early career
Yeah.
against like Henry Godwin, and they were literally in a pen full of like dirt and slop, and there were pigs in the corner, and it was just crazy. It was total gimmick. It was hilarious. Anytime I think of In Your House, it's like that and the Buried Alive matches come up, because they would have the house front, and then right out in the front yard they had the big plot and like a fucking bulldozer. That was some crazy shit.
A tombstone.
I mean, as far as the card goes, like give me a triple threat with like Charlotte and Rhea and Io. Like I'd be down to watch that, especially if one of them beats Charlotte. Give me Keith Lee versus Killer Cross. Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher after Thatcher beat his ass last night. Like that would be good.
Fucker.
I don't know who you would put against Adam Cole. I want to say give Dream the rematch, but we all kind of know what the allegations are with Dream. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen. And if it does, he damn sure ain't winning. So it would kind of be pointless. Like, I don't know. Maybe create something. I don't know what you do with Adam Cole. It's sad, but it's not his fault. But it's still sad.
Honestly, In Your House, what matches do I think of? Like, the only one that comes to mind, and it's probably because I just read something about it, was the Bret Hart versus I can't fucking pronounce Hakuda or Hakira or whatever the hell his name was, dude with all the Japanese symbols all over him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Hakushi. Yes.
Hakushi, yes. That's like the only match I can think of from In Your House besides what you said, Dom.
Right. They've had like some crazy matches on that show, but it's just been so long, it's hard to remember.
It really
I can't
is.
remember any.
When was the last time they had them? In the 90s?
Like, it was like 92 or 93 was like their last ones.
It was definitely somewhere in like the 20s.
It was right before the Attitude Era started.
I'm waiting for Wendy to bitch. Like, you're giving me too much to research.
No, but well, for starters, it was Otis's great grandmother, BT Dubs.
Oh, great grandmother.
Nice.
The last In Your House, it looks like December '97.
Okay.
97. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I was
right before the Attitude Era started.
Yeah.
I was still in high school. Like I don't remember a lot from back then. Like there were graduation parties. I got fucked up. I lost a lot of memories.
I remember that In Your House was almost every single month, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$20. That's the best part.
Almost every month or every other.
Every few months they had like
In
your house.
In Your House.
Looking on the network, there's like 95. The first one was May 14th, 1995. And there was July, September, October.
That was the start of the monthly pay-per-views.
Yep. That was before they came out with like Great Balls of Fire and Fastlane and Taboo Tuesday and all of that.
We can live without Great Balls of Fire.
I had to say it.
Two memories that I have of the In Your House was number one. First of all, if you guys remember, the very first In Your House pay-per-view, they gave away a house. It was a contest.
Shit. They did.
I remember.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I remember I was growing up in a little duplex over in East LA, and I entered that thinking like, my dreams are gonna come true, Mama. I'm taking
WWE's gonna give us the house.
We're gonna win a house.
They won, yeah. I
that.
do believe, I might be wrong. I think like some 13-year-old kid won it, and they had like give it up or some nonsense where it was like some kind of big debacle with that contest. But anyways, number two, my second memory, I don't remember many matches, but I do remember that the In Your House always had that like catchy, like secondary phrase, like In Your House, better friends, worse enemies.
Yes.
Beware of
Come
dog.
home with us.
Beware of dog. Yeah.
Whoever the main event was, it was like topical. When it was Bulldog, it was the dog. When it was, you know what I mean? Like,
somebody
like
left
that.
a dog in the house.
It made you want it. It hyped up the main event because it had like a specific title. I was so cool.
I mean,
it's better than like Backlash or
cool.
Vengeance, or I'll say it again, Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls
you know,
of
like,
Fire.
Eddie
Brought to you by
Guerrero had his own-
Valtrex.
Yeah, it was a specialized title. It was so fucking cool. It reminded me of like old 80s like Die Hard movies. Die Harder
Right.
with a vengeance. Or something like it was cool stuff.
In your houser. No, no, it's definitely cool that they're bringing it back. It was just there were a lot of people like they heard NXT had a big announcement and
That was so lame.
and everybody
Yeah.
got like pumped about it, and afterwards people were just like, "Huh,
Oh.
okay," you know, like you
And
never
let's not forget-
once saw on Twitter like trending in your house or NXT. It was just it just flatlined from the announcement. Everybody was like,
Why was DX out there promoting it? I didn't get that connection.
They weren't even out there. They were
They
in
did
backstage.
the last
back-
one. The last
Like
In Your
what?
House was In Your House Degeneration X. Shawn Michaels defends the
Oh,
WWE
right.
Championship
Okay.
against Ken Shamrock. The Rock challenges Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Intercontinental title.
The last
Sorry, I'm
one.
looking at the network right now.
she's
So they
looking
have
at
a-
the net.
you have a
No, that's
connection.
cool.
Okay.
I was gonna say I would not have remembered that from like
Shout out.
23 years ago. So okay, that makes sense now.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
I'll
now that
forgive
we've
it.
gotten that answer, thank you, Peter. You're awesome. Keep joining us in live discussion threads. Keep staying up for us all the way in the UK. We love you.
Thanks, Peter.
Can we God damn you, woman. Can we change gears a little bit and talk about this feud that could possibly be a work like, oh, clever, corny you.
Oh yes.
Because
This is gonna be Wendy's favorite segment of the night, by the way.
Oh, this
I
fucking
was
killed
gonna
me when
say
I read
why
that.
don't we let Wendy read this one, because I'm too busy laughing at it when I look.
You got to read the tweet in order of how it came out.
She knows
Yeah, I
how
gotta
Twitter
find it.
works, man.
Hold on.
I
Where is
had
it?
to
Where is
say it.
First, you go to twitter.com, log in.
No, if
Wait,
you
what's
look in
the
the-
password?
Evan's down here on my screen, so I'm pointing down there, but I'm actually probably pointing at Wendy
I'm
on the
somewhere.
recording.
Just point everywhere.
no, like just
Where did you guys send a picture? Was it in the
it was in
Facebook
the
chat?
it's in the
No.
Zoom group chat.
Okay. Hold on.
You
Hold
can
on. I'm
see it
almost there.
behind
I'm
the-
almost there.
Come on, you can do
No.
it. You can do it. We have faith in
I'm
you.
finding
Move
like
those little hands.
everything else.
I found it.
Found it. Got it. Okay.
All right, go for it, Grandma Wendy.
All right. Let's start with Ramson Tour 99. Shout out to you, my guy. At Jim Cornette. Hey, Jim. Is it true what Janela said on his IG live video that you both saw each other at Chili's and talked and laughed about keeping your feud going to give you, I don't know what that there's just dot,
Give
dot,
you
dot.
heat, probably.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Wait a minute now. With all this, Jim Cornette and Joey Janela were at Chili's? I feel like I got to bring back the Britt Baker pose for this. Just
The stuff was egg rolls, man. You got to go for those. Shout out to John Goblicon. Those.
so obviously
That's
this dude was tweeting Jim Cornette to say, "Hey man,
Uh-huh.
is it true what Joey said on Instagram about you guys hanging out at Chili's?" And Jim then responded with,
Courtney says, 2 things I've never done. I never plan to catch coronavirus or meet Jelly Nutella in person.
"Joey Nutella."
Fucking awesome.
Fucking corny, man. Okay, that sounds like typical corny shit. But then Joey Janela responds, and the bad boy had said,
Jim, don't lie. We were at Chili's drinking margaritas and eating Southwestern egg rolls together. Boom.
Oh.
Southwestern egg rolls.
"Oh,
Bringing
wow.
people together.
Jim,
Janela's the
One.
and the internet wins again.
right?"
You see?
Yep.
Did you guys see Chili responded?
No, I didn't.
Chili's
they
responded.
did.
No, I
Yes,
didn't.
Look it up.
Chili's was like, "We have the
Looking it up.
security
I'm-
footage right here."
Wendy,
slow on the
Wendy's
price,
getting
let me
on
see.
Twitter right now.
Wendy's like, "On it!"
I'm slow, but I'll
Could you-
figure it out. I'll find
We,
it.
Chili's always responds to everything.
Them and Wendy's.
now,
The Google machine.
knowing what we know from this tweet and all, do we believe that this is a real feud, or is this a work that's just been going on so Corny can keep his name out there? Because obviously things have not gone well for this dude lately between NWA and COVID and all this other shit.
Here's the thing. Jim Cornette, I will give him this till the day I die and the day that man dies. That is one of the only people that is keeping fucking kayfabe alive in wrestling.
Absolutely.
So
That is
I
true.
would not be surprised if they actually did hang out and they did meet and they did eat and laugh and drink and stuff like that. I would not be surprised.
You know what? I can't argue with any of your logic. I agree with everything you say for once. And yes,
I wouldn't be surprised if
that's
Courtney
my-
paid for everything.
that's my 2 cents. Just Brucey's right. Fuck it.
Wow. Oh,
I know. Like, is it gonna rain?
my feet are getting cold. I think hell froze over.
Clown free since 1233.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of tweets involving Joey Janela and Chili's. People are going to town on this.
There's so many.
I don't even know where to start. Yeah. But yeah, you can tell, you know what? Jim Cornette, love him or hate him, his views on wrestling, he's a fucking smart man. Because how many times have you seen, whether it's your friends or other fans, say, oh man, I can't wait to see what Cornette has to say about blank. You know, whatever, this spot, this gift, this match. And so they tune in. They listen to the podcast. They check out the tweets because they want to see. It's like that Howard Stern effect of like, I want to see what bullshit this guy spews next. Whether I like it or not, I'm going to tune in. So Cornette is just like backing up that Brinks truck, beep, 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 swimming in Scrooge McDuck style money and just counting all the marks, you know, the money coming in. Because whether you agree, you hate him, or you think he's a fucking full of shit,
Like, next thing
you're still
we'll find
watching,
out.
you're still tuning in.
Next thing we'll find out is
He's a genius.
the person he sued over the Clownette shirt is actually in it with him. It'll be just like this. They'll be hanging out at Chili's when this is all over.
There's
Like I
actually
said,
more to the
he
tweet,
knows
you
how to
guys.
stay. He knows how to stay trending. He knows how to stay buzzing, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah,
There'll
he can keep
always
his
be
name out there. That's for
matter about Jim Cornette. He's relevant even when he's irrelevant.
I gotta
And
tell you, this feels so good. It's like you guys are reading my mind. There's a vibe. I'm just feeling this tonight.
I'm dude.
I'm not gonna lie, Evan. I'm that fucking guy that you were just talking about. I'm even subscribed to his YouTube channel just to hear what he says,
Facts.
just to make me happy or piss me off. Like, dude, I'll look at something, I'll see something, I'll be like, ooh, okay, this seems interesting, and then I get halfway through, and I'm like, fuck you, Cornette, you piece of shit, you suck. You know
And then
what
you
the
keep
fuck
watching.
I'm talking about. And then I keep listening, and then I go to 2 days later, and I'm like, oh, hey, man, that was good. You're all right, man. You're absolutely hitting the nail on the head.
I'll listen to
No,
the
I
podcast
know.
as I'm driving, and I'm like,
I've been
fuck
there
you,
too.
shit. And then I'm like, no, you know what? Solid.
I
point.
see some
But
stuff
fuck
like
you. Yeah.
I'm not really subscribed, but I see some stuff pop up like Cornette said this or he's talking about this person. I'm like, all right, let's see what this asshole has to say. And most of the time, I don't agree, but I listen anyway. And when I do agree, it gives me that like old timey nostalgic feeling, like childhood back. And I'm like, oh, so either I'm mad or I'm just thinking of the good old days. But either way, I end up fucking listening, and then I'm sitting there looking at myself like, why did I do that? That's why.
He knows how to work his
Somehow-
audience.
Yeah,
Yes.
somehow this old man who's literally been fired from every company he's worked at. He claims he has $1 million ideas that will, you know, I can save the wrestling business, but he's been
no.
fired everywhere he goes.
At this place, at this point,
relevant.
no, at this
You
point,
don't wanna
that
hear what he
fool.
says.
That fool has been fired from every company he's ever
Everywhere.
worked that's ever been in existence twice.
Existence, yeah.
Twice over. They gave him another chance and then they fired his
Yep.
ass anyway.
I'm looking at your
AEW's fired
background.
him twice, and he's never worked there.
Right?
I'm looking at your background. I'm looking at your background, Dom. Looking at all the promotions, but I get
Right,
fired.
go through all
Fired,
of these.
fired,
Can you see my
fired,
mouse go through all?
fired.
Fired, fired,
Persona
fired,
non
fired,
grata,
fired, fired,
not
fired,
welcome,
fired,
burn the
fired.
bridge.
Can I just say
NWA right
though,
over my
can I just
shoulder,
say-
over here,
Yeah.
fired.
Can I just say, for all the crazy shit he says and does, one of my life dreams is to actually meet him and talk
the guy.
wrestling history.
Yes.
Let's just talk wrestling
yes.
history. Because the
I-
man
I
knows
gotta-
so
I gotta tell
fucking
you,
much.
I gotta tell you, and of course, I'm sure it would probably help us or whatever, but I would love to sit down and do an episode of this show with Jim Cornette.
Yes.
I would. People probably fucking hate us for it, but
I
they'll
don't give
tune
a
in.
fuck. It's Jim Cornette.
Yeah. I would, dude.
would
I
love
would
to do it.
listen. As much as I disagree with him on a lot of the stuff, and I agree with him on a lot of stuff, if he was on this show, I would probably just kiss his ass because he's Jim Cornette. I don't
We're
care.
not
if I
worthy,
don't like
Corny.
him. We're
We're
not
not
worthy.
worthy.
We're
We suck. We're scum. Gotta keep those movie references going for the Lethal
Honestly.
Quarantine series, you know. All right, so we'll
But
come
wait,
back.
real quick. So looking through the tweet that he responded to,
Mhm.
Jelly Nutella, someone asked, "How were the ribs?" Joey said, "The ribs were good. Jim took my car keys and moved my car into a Chili's takeout reserve spot, which resulted in me getting a ticket. He's a great ribber. He also told the waitress that it was my birthday. It wasn't, and told him my name was Jelly Nutella, and they sung Happy Birthday, Jelly Nutella. It was quite the knee slapper."
You know, for a wrestler, Jelly's a hell of an entertainer. No,
Dude, he's
okay, he's a great wrestler. He's a cool dude. I'm just saying
Nutella.
he can fire off a tweet with the best of them. You gotta love that dude.
Yep.
Speaking
How
of
soon
tweets,
till we see a Joey Janela Chili's knockoff T-shirt on Pro Wrestling?
oh, he's got. Oh, you know.
Oh, it's gonna
You
happen.
know, Mrs. Matt's making a shirt right now. Mrs. Matt's
will
already got an
happen.
idea.
It will happen before we even finish the show. It really will.
It's
All
gonna
right,
say
so-
Joey in the Chili's letters.
Let's
Yes.
yeah, it'll say
If Chili's was
Joey's or
smart-
something.
If
Jellies.
Chili's was smart,
Hey.
they would start setting up some like Joey Janela guest appearances, like come meet Joey Janela, get your baby back ribs, right? Like,
All right, guys, let's Jesus.
Oh my God, no! You know what I need to see? You know what I need to see right
Mhm.
now? There's a reason I said it like that. On John Goblicon's show right now, Jim Cornette, Jelly Nutella, and the whole plate of Southwest chili rolls. Make it happen, John Goblicon, right now,
Make it happen.
right now.
So our next question, since we've gone on about this for a while, is
Yeah, Cornette got a lot of time.
did.
like more time for Corny and Lana than ever.
Right?
Next question comes from a guy who literally fires off the questions all the time. Great fan of ours, Kadri Webb on Twitter, and he was asking, who else would you put into the casino ladder match at Double or Nothing? Now, going into this, we knew it was from last night. It was Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Phoenix, and who am I missing? Colt Cabana, Cassidy, Phoenix,
Darby?
and Darby. I'm so sorry, Darby. How the fuck do I forget you? I'm so sorry. I love you. And we found out on Twitter this afternoon that Scorpio Sky is now the 5th entrant in this ladder match. Now, this is a 9-man ladder match that's kind of like Money in the Bank meets Royal Rumble, where you start with 2 guys in the ring. Every 90 seconds, another guy's going to come out. You can actually climb the ladder and grab this chip they're going to have before all 9 competitors actually hit the ring. So if there's the first 2 and somebody climbs up and grabs it, match is over before the rest of them get in it.
I want to know how big that chip's gonna be.
It's
Imagine
probably
like
going to
this
be
big, gigantic fucking chip.
Remember the ones that Moxley threw
Oh,
Omega
dude, that would
off
be
of?
that would be
That
so
big.
awesome if it was like
that.
this fucking big hanging
It
over
really-
the ring.
Huge.
I gotta be honest. I think that's what it's gonna be. But if we had to put 4 other people into this ladder match, who would we add?
Number 10. Seriously.
Really, number 10. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, give him
Uh,
a
There's
push.
no
it's
potential.
not
If
who
you're
I
trying to-
thought you were gonna say. That's
If you're trying to build the guy as some like new deep dark member of the Dark Order, yeah, put him in there. Have him demolish my second pick, Marco Stunt. Throw that guy in there because you need someone to
Yes.
lose.
Marco.
Fucking
Okay.
Marco stunt.
We can't
I-
have all of them being winners, right? We need
I
someone to
seriously-
take the
True.
bump.
We need
I
someone
seriously
taking that
thought, being that it's Brucey talking, he was just gonna be like MJF. Duh.
Well, he's got a match with
I want
Jungle Boy.
five MJF. That's what he wants.
4 more MJFs, and we're gonna. Okay, how about Wardlow?
That's actually who I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Okay, Wendy says Wardlow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
You know what?
Daddy right there.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
I'll
add,
give her a.
Since we-
I need a moment.
That
I'm gonna need a moment.
well, you can take your moment. Since we already have one big man, we're gonna need another, and they've been kind of
I'll fan Wendy.
Thank
Last
you, thank
entrant.
you.
Luchasaurus.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you have number 10, Marco, Wardlow, and Luchasaurus to go with Cassidy, Boo Boom, Darby, and Phoenix.
I bet Sammy Guevara is gonna get a spot.
see that happening, but I like ours better.
I do too.
I wouldn't.
do.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Pentagon ended up getting a shot and had to fight his brother like to start the whole thing.
That would be awesome.
That would be fucking
Yeah.
sweet.
That would be a fucking amazing match. The matches those two had at Lucha Underground were insane.
Yeah. Every match
What if
I've
they
ever had.
What if they have a surprise entrant?
Like who?
Brian Cage.
Here he goes with Cage again. I'm telling you.
That's who's in that picture, dude. I'm
Kidding.
telling you.
Shit of Christmas. Here we go again.
You know what?
Always
You know what?
Brian
Here
Cage.
goes. If it had been a regular Money in the Bank style where we're all just, music hits and we're all in the ring, ding, 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 I would say no. But as Dom explained, we're gonna have the, here comes, countdown 10, 5, blah, blah. Here comes a new guy. The last entrant for a mega pop. The countdown hits 3, 2, 1. Boom! I'm a machine, whatever. fucking
Right.
thing comes out. Posing, you have Sexy Bliss and Santos come out with him, and that would be a mega surprise.
It really
If you're gonna
would.
do something
would
like
be,
that would be the time.
That would be
On a
like
for your
like Mox
pay the
level
money.
from last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
You're
would
letting
be
people
good.
Pay their money. This isn't a free show no more. Now you're charging people to watch this. You better give us something that's out of the box.
Don't pull a
man.
WrestleMania.
Give us something
Nah,
worthwhile.
we don't want the big fan in the background. We want,
The
action.
big fan.
Yeah, that's all
Don't
I
they-
saw.
Which reminds me, I just want to ask this real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next question because it's huge. Don't
what
they
you
have air conditioning in the PC? It's like state of the art. They got all this shit. They ain't got AC. They got a big fucking fan going in the background. Is that how they save money on building it? Like all this fancy shit
Yeah.
and then a
They
fan,
furloughed
Yes.
the AC guy.
Every time I see that thing, it
Furloughed the
pisses me off.
guy.
right? I was hoping if they did Money in the Bank at the
They
PC,
released him. They released
Yeah.
the AC guy.
They
if
said
they-
best
but-
future endeavors.
Could you imagine how crazy it would be if they did Money in the Bank at the PC and they hung the briefcases from the fan? So like you get up on the ladder and it's
Oh my god! And
you
then
gotta catch that briefcase.
spinning.
So now you're spinning on the fan trying to get the briefcase down, but if you get it down, you're going
Oscar
down.
holding on, Oscar holding the briefcase, going around in circles.
Spinning.
How awesome would that be?
Doing her little dance midair.
Wiggling around.
Oh my god.
That would have been intense.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it would be funny to see, but obviously they went in a different direction, which was kind of cool. But I had to get that in. Now we're gonna move on to what I'm hoping will be like the lightning round question, because it is a humongous question from one of our newest members on Facebook. A really good guy,
Multi-part question.
Yeah.
a really
and
good
then-
guy named Dave, and
So let's break this like.
we're gonna break it down.
Do
We're gonna break
one
it down.
question and then go to the next
Break
question.
it
One
down.
question answer.
He has several, so we're gonna break it
All
down
in one.
by
It's a paragraph of
It
questions.
really is. It really is. But
was.
it's great. We appreciate it, Dave. Thank you.
He had a topic
Um,
sentence and everything.
And oh, by the way,
Everywhere.
another shout out to Cadrian. Keep the questions coming. Let's move on. Dave's first question. What one event in history would you change / make better? I could be honest.
Hard race.
Hmm?
It says change, erase, or make better.
Oh, well, excuse me.
We got to get it right. We got to get it right.
If
We
I
gotta do
could
these guys
if I could
right.
change, erase, or make better one moment in history, it would probably be the Montreal screw job, because I'm so sick and
That's
tired
what
of
I was
hearing.
thinking.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing Corny and Vince Russo bitch about who did what. It's like, I don't give a fuck. It was garbage anyway, so why are you trying to take credit? Like, shut the fuck up.
It was a dick move regardless.
Okay, so Wendy and I say Montreal screw job.
Yes.
Evan, you got something else?
I went with the different Hart brother, and I'm saying we do not put the blue
Oh.
blazer on the fucking.
On the
Thank you.
Agreed. Agreed.
I watched
we
that.
have music hit and let him walk down the aisle like
Yes.
normal,
Mhm.
and then
I-
perhaps we Owen Hart bless his soul,
watching.
that
I
was
still
amazing
I still
career.
remember watching that
Me
happen
too.
live on
Mm.
pay-per-view.
Yep.
And as soon as, like, they barely showed it and they cut away, but as soon as it happened, I just thought to myself, oh, fuck, Owen's dead. Like, that
When
wasn't
they
supposed
announced
to
it, like I
happen.
cried.
I did
Yep.
too. It was terrible. It was a waste
Yep.
of a great
I'm on-
talent.
It
Like,
really was.
so
I'm on-
yes, that's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a great
I'm on the
one.
West Coast, so I got like a phone call when the live one happened. My buddy was like, "Owen Hart died." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
No, I remember. I had.
Yeah, it was.
I was
oh,
over
man.
at
It
a
was-
friend's
yeah.
house, and there was like
That's the
8
day.
people.
You raised race that day. Cancel that whole pay-per-view. I
Yeah.
don't care what you do.
Just don't put him in the
Owens should be
fucking
with us
harness.
right
Just
now.
let him walk. Let him come to the ring. Because I remember I was watching the pay-per-view at a friend's house. We had like 8-10 people there, and a few of them were like, "Oh wow, how WWE pull that off? It looks so real." I was like, "No, that was real.
No,
He's
it
fucking
really was
dead.
real.
Like there's no faking. You can't fake that. Like you can't pre-plan that. It just happened." And yeah, it shouldn't have happened. So I'm with you on that. Bruce, you got anything else to add?
If I could change anything, I don't want to, like, you guys erase the stuff that I really kind of was thinking about erasing.
Okay.
If I could change something in wrestling history, it would probably be Mr. Perfect winning the WWF Championship. That he would
Ooh,
actually
yeah.
get a run with the WWF Championship.
He should have. He definitely should have. He was that
Definitely.
good and he was that over, and it just never happened. It was like, oh, another Intercontinental title run for you. It's just as good. No.
Well, actually, back then, the Intercontinental title meant something.
It did.
True.
But it still
But
didn't.
it was
It
still-
wasn't the Winged Eagle.
No,
Exactly.
it was not the Winged Eagle.
It was like
was
second
not.
place to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
it
to
was-
play a little game in my head called like, what if Hogan didn't exist? I think about all the guys that could have been on top, but it was just Hogan's time.
Right.
He was the money, he was the
Yeah.
cash cow, and there
Like
was
how
no one
many-
better than
How many titles would Andre the Giant have won if it
Yeah,
weren't
or
for Hulk Hogan?
Look,
Just wanna be
This is a
fun.
great segue to question number 3, actually.
Let's
Okay,
hold
well,
on,
let's get
hold on.
two out of the way.
Before we move on, I want to say something. Let's if that happened with the whole Hogan thing, what if we would have replaced Mr. Perfect and Shawn Michaels in the Iron Man match with Bret Hart? Put Mr. Perfect in that Iron Man match with Bret Hart for the title instead of HBK.
They had some great matches
That
too.
would've been
Like, they had
sick.
some fights over the Intercontinental title that were just
That
whoo.
was money.
Like they had some money matches, so I would have loved to seen that too.
Yes.
All right, so where are we? Change your race.
Three.
Okay. Second question. Who do you think was the best enhancement talent? Jobber. Nice way of saying jobber. For me, there's one guy, and it's the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
He never won a match. He put everybody over. He was like the greatest
Actually-
jobber of all time.
Actually, he got a very, very minute push in the early 90s. They actually gave him a push. He didn't win a title or nothing, but he won a series of matches.
But when you think jobber, like one of the first guys that comes to mind, at least for me,
Absolutely.
the Brooklyn
There's
Brawler,
two.
Barry Horowitz.
Horowitz.
Yeah.
God, it is. Most famous
But,
Jew in the business.
Honestly, as an amazing enhancement talent, Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah.
Dolph Ziggler.
He's probably the greatest jobber that
modern
ever
day.
lived.
In the modern
look,
day, modern day
to-
terms.
To
definitely.
me, an enhancement talent is different than a jobber.
Okay.
A jobber never wins. To me, an enhancement talent is someone that's over with the fans,
Things could win.
but could win, but isn't afraid to put people over at
Okay.
the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we're
So
gonna talk
to-
about that, if we're gonna look at it like that, then my answer would be Dustin Rhodes.
There you go.
All time. I mean, every place he's been, WCW, WWE, now AEW, he puts guys over left and right, has amazing matches with them, and he could probably beat them all. He just
John
doesn't.
Cena's the best enhancement talent. You
Uh,
can't see me.
I wish I couldn't hear you. All right. I'm sorry. Wendy, Evan, when you guys got
Ladies first.
Oh, no, I'm still thinking. You go first, sir. After
Um,
you, sir.
so much.
Oh,
so
right.
much-
I bow to you.
Maybe not like the best enhancement talent per se, whatever. But one of the like enhancement moments, greatest that I'm gonna have to say, like was like the research, like started a career, was the 1-2-3 Kid. That whole feud with Razor Ramon when he got
Yes.
a
Definitely.
shocker win in the time when he was out there getting his ass handed to him. Like 1-2-3 Kid is pretty much just getting pinned left and right.
So we almost have to give the nod to Razor at that point. Like, thanks for putting
Yeah.
this kid
Yeah.
over.
Put him over. But he
Definitely.
pinned him. He stole that money and took off. And from then, Sean Waltman has been a Hall of Fame career. You know, and it wouldn't have happened if
It's
they
like,
didn't
thank
give
you.
him that chance.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Razor Ramon.
He was on
Yo.
Yeah, he was on like Saturday Superstars getting his ass handed to
Yeah.
him, and all of a sudden he rolled
And
him up,
Raw.
and I was like,
I'm wrong.
how the hell did this kid do it?
Every show they could put him on, he was getting
He
whooped.
did
Yep.
that retarded moonsault where his face was right in Razor's crotch and he pinned him for the 3. I was like, back then
It was like the dumbest insult ever.
when I saw that back then, I didn't think about it. It's like now that I'm older and we think back and I think about
Yeah.
how he beat him, I was like, dude,
Oh, no,
it's like he's
he-
giving him a fucking blowjob.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
that
saw it.
was horrible.
I randomly saw that clip a while back, and I thought he intentionally teabagged Razor Ramon.
But yeah, that's
Definitely.
my
So,
enhancement moment.
Yeah.
So, Latina Heat, have you had enough time to think yet?
Yeah, like you guys mentioned, like a lot of the same people that I would have. I mean,
Fair
I don't
enough.
think I have much else to enhance this.
And if I give a small
like that.
shout out to an enhancement talent who kind of got a push towards the end of his career there, Mikey Whipwreck in ECW.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
he was
another one.
That kid
Cinderella
got his
story.
ass
Definitely.
beat
And then
every
he ended up-
night.
And then he ended up ECW champion a couple times. He had that tag team with Tajiri that won all those titles. Like
Don't forget about the one with Foley either.
No, that's what I mean. The first, yeah, he had the tag titles with Foley. Foley kind of pushed him to get into the ECW title match, and he won his first one. And then cut a promo afterwards where Foley was talking for him and saying, and now the Sandman wants to get a piece of him for that title. And Mikey says, and I'm gonna die. And then Foley just comes back and goes, he likes it. Mikey likes it. Bang bang.
Oh, Cactus Jack, how I love thee.
Oh, shout out to Mikey Whipwreck. I love that dude. Okay.
we never mentioned women. Natty is one.
Yeah.
There
He
you
has
go.
been put in that position.
There you
and,
go.
like-
We got Grandma Wendy to contribute. There you go. That's a good one.
Yes.
I enhanced it, huh?
Ah, see what you did
Natty actually does have some great matches. I mean, look at what she did with Lacey Evans over in Saudi Arabia. You know,
Mhm. Oh,
I
yeah.
actually I clicked onto it just to watch that one match, just to see them, and everything else. I was
Yeah,
like, well,
it
I'm
does.
done.
Especially, last few years, it feels like if you need to get Rhonda, Lacey, Shayna, you need to
I was
get
gonna say that
over.
match on Monday was
Put them in the
Shayna.
ring
Not
with
bad.
Natty, and that's that. It just happens.
you
And it's
can
because
put-
she's so fucking good.
It is.
You can put like the Eva Marie's of the world in there when Eva Marie was beginning her
Right.
wrestling career. Hot
She can make
garbage,
Lana look
hot
good.
Chinatown garbage, and Natty made her look great. You
Like
know?
I said, Lana.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the next
shit.
one, the biggest name to not hold a title who should have. Again, I'm going Dustin Rhodes. Like if we're talking main title, Dustin Rhodes never won one of them. Not a one.
Yeah, I can't say Mr. Perfect on this because Kurt Hennig won the WCW title.
True. But he wasn't Mr. Perfect.
No.
So you
he was
could.
No.
Technically,
No.
Kurt Hennig did it, not Mr. Perfect.
No. Same. Come
Didn't
on.
Dustin Rhodes win something as Goldust?
Intercontinental.
I'm talking
That's it?
main titles. He's never won one.
He's never won a championship. Big championship.
My first response when I saw this question was the Great Muta, and then I remembered he did win the NWA title once. So you kind of have to, like okay, that takes you out. But he should have won more than one world title. Man was a goddamn legend.
Dude, this is so hard because it's like
It
everyone like I'm going through my head. I stop and I think about it, and I'm like, God damn it, they won a title in that. They won the main title in that organization. They won one of that organization. Like like one
I know,
to
it took
never.
me. It took me a minute too, but I always go back to Dustin Rhodes. He has been he has had one of the greatest careers, and he's put everybody over, and he's never won a main card title.
What
Never.
about Arn Anderson?
Mm.
He never won a championship like
He had a lot of mid card titles, but I don't remember him ever winning like the main.
exactly
Belt.
like
He was NWA Television Champion. He was
Like,
WWF
you're talking-
Champion. He was tag.
you're
titles.
talking. Yeah, you're talking Dustin Rhodes tag titles, Intercontinental title, U.S. title. No
world.
WWE title, no world title, no
Nope.
nothing. I mean, I don't think Arn Anderson ever won anything because he was always in the Horsemen with Flair, and Flair always had
Right.
either the NWA title or the WCW title or the
Right.
WWF title.
No, I think you're right about that one. Like the Enforcer would definitely be on that list. I'd
Magnum
like to.
TA is another one.
Holy shit, is he? Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy Dreamer, and then I remember they threw the title on him a couple of times, like once in old ECW before they closed, and once in the new.
No, he never won the ECW title until the closing of WWE ECW.
It still counts.
No, it does, but
unfortunately.
he never won it in the original ECW.
Right, but that's what I would have said Tommy Dreamer, but that ECW title that technically counts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out Dean Malenko. He had like the personality of a
Yes.
brick, but
Oh my
amazingly
God.
talented in
Damn
the
good
ring.
wrestler though.
Oh yeah,
One of the
like Malenko
best.
can fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking through his, and yeah, no titles. Like he held a lot of mid cards and tag team.
U.S. title and tag team
Right.
titles.
Anyone who is in any faction with Ric Flair,
Yeah, you could say that.
I
Poor,
was like,
poor
I'm gonna hold
pathetic
these
Steve
for
Mongo
us.
McMichael never stood a chance.
He didn't stand a chance when he stepped in the ring. Oh my God, that dude
Okay,
was so horrible.
true.
Enhancement talent? He don't even reach enhancement talent
Mm-mm.
level.
It doesn't even
No.
reach.
Glorified jobber. That's all he was.
Oh fuck.
Evan, do you have anybody else that you can name for this question? Or if not, we'll just move on. It's cool.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna go a little different route, a little bit of like a side route.
He's
Okay.
got the
How
swerve.
Yeah, how about
Master of
the
the
Fallen
Curveball.
Angel? Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels.
Dude,
That
I
guy-
never
Yes.
even. No, he
Never
won
been
the
a top guy
he won the ROH title. He won the
Oh,
ROH
yeah. He
title.
was one of the first ROH champions.
Oh,
Okay.
just recently before
But
he
damn,
left.
that was close.
Oh, he won the
Does
ROH title
Impact-
before he left.
TNA Impact never ever gave that guy the ball. They never ran with him. They never gave him a shot.
Nope.
And I don't see it happen in AEW.
No.
So
And that
guy,
AJ
man, I thought he
Styles
could've-
guy, he should be on this
Yeah,
list.
he was the same thing. He was a victim of
Now,
being the
Chris-
AJ and Samoa Joe.
By the way, the Fallen Angel is another one of those great enhancement talents. You see what he's doing in like AEW. He's done that before with TNA and AJ. He's did it, all over the place. He's
Kazarian's
of
another
those
one.
guys.
Yeah.
Him too. Like just vets that put guys over, and they could probably beat them, but they're happy to put them over. They're happy to just be there, have their job, play their roles, and you need those guys in wrestling. Let's be honest. But they still deserve some titles every now and then. Just okay, you did this. Let's give you a title run for a couple months. Just throw it in there. Just thank you. That's sort of.
You know,
All
I
right.
never realized he's never won anything either, and the only reason is because I have the first In Your House playing, and he's at ringside right now with Jeff Jarrett, the Road Dog. Never won
Yeah.
anything.
He was hardcore.
Wasn't that
champ.
great though?
That
Tag
kind of.
title, hardcore.
But he didn't. I mean, he had the hardcore title one time, the Intercontinental title one time, 5-time tag team champ.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No.
He did all this other stuff. Oh, 6 if you count WWE, but
Right.
yeah, like he did. But he never held like anything else really.
Okay. Let's see his next question. I'm sure.
God, what
this
are you
is-
wearing, Jeff Jarrett?
I'm
Jesus.
sure.
Oh,
this
he
is-
got the light up thing with like the straps coming down and the
He
light
did,
up
yeah,
collar
like,
and the
he's,
hat.
in, like he's in the match right now with Razor Ramon, and he's wearing this like whole one piece thing, but it's like a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of in the neck, and it's black and white zebra stripes? Question mark?
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
That's hot. That's hot.
Yes, it's hot. Next question.
It's confusing.
All right. I'm sure this has probably been discussed at length,
That
but
hair though.
oh, we actually haven't discussed this at length. Thank you, Dave. Best female valet.
Best female.
Marcel, Sherry.
That's a
Went with
good one.
Sherry.
You know what? I'm gonna, since we brought her up once before, I'm gonna go woman. Nancy Benoit. That woman was a damn
I
good.
thought you were gonna say Lana. I was gonna die.
Fuck
Me
no.
too.
I thought you were gonna
Hell
say
no.
Lana. I was about
I'm
to
gonna
walk
give it
out.
Hell no.
I'm out of here.
Just no.
Hell with
No,
this
woman. Nancy Benoit, you were one hell of a freaking valet manager. Call it what you want. You were amazing. There may be
Pretty.
one other in wrestling that was on your level or better than you, but as far as I'm concerned, number one.
Yeah.
We've got woman.
Mm-hmm.
We got Sherry Martel.
Who was amazing?
Miss Elizabeth.
That's
Of
what I was gonna
course.
say. She could tell a whole story with just
Yeah.
one look. She didn't
Right.
have to do a single thing.
And then you gotta give a little love to China. If you're gonna go in like top
Oh
5, I
yeah,
put
China
in
started
there.
off as a valet.
China
Yes,
We
she
gotta-
did.
number
We
4,
also
number
got to
5.
leave somebody for Wendy because we already opened our mouth.
All right, Wendy.
I mean, the greats were mentioned. It's honestly, Miss Elizabeth will always be my number one when it comes to ballets.
Yeah.
Like I said, she could tell an entire story with just a look. She didn't have to open her mouth, and just everything was in her expressions, you know.
Yeah.
And she was just grace and elegance and beauty. But when she got tired of the shit, she did something about it, you know.
Right.
Fucking Miss Elizabeth.
And
hands
you know,
down.
I got to give an honorable mention to the Queen of Extreme, Francine. She was fucking wonderful, and she always wore something small. It was great.
I gotta have to give another honorable mention, a little love to the temple. How about Katrina with
Yes.
Yeah.
The lick of death. Oh,
Yeah.
Shares a birthday with me.
wow, nice.
Yeah.
She definitely.
No, I
Yeah,
gotta
total
say,
fear boners.
every time
Yeah.
every time she crawled in the ring and gave that lick of death, I just thought to myself,
I'm touching myself tonight.
I mean,
and I probably would. Let's be honest.
I mean, Evilise too. I mean, she wasn't only just a wrestler, but she was a valet too.
Yeah, that's true. She was a valet at times, but yeah, that's true. They had
Melina.
How about honorable mention to Thunder Rosa back when she was Cobra Moon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Melina with
Melina.
Eminem.
Oh, that split she did coming in the ring. Whoo!
Marlena, when she came out with Gold Dust.
Terry
She came out
Reynolds.
like
Yeah.
boss bitch with that cigar and the chair and just
Cigar
sitting there like, the fuck y'all want?
Oh,
Yeah.
Terry,
Own
you,
that.
you,
yeah.
you. Whoo!
Yeah.
I think we pretty much covered them all.
Y'all, Deborah and the business suits that were like tits up to here.
Oh, Sable.
Yeah.
Oh, Sable,
yeah.
yes.
Dude,
Even,
like we're just uncovering more and more and more. Like we got the top four down.
Speaking
Now
of-
we're just uncovering more
Speaking
and
of
more.
business suits, Miss Hancock in WCW before she was Stacy Keibler. Remember she came out in like the business suit with a tiny little skirt like Deborah and came in and started doing all those sexy dances and letting her hair out. And I was like, oh.
If we're gonna be talking sexy blondes, you gotta give a little love to Miss OnlyFans herself, Sunny.
Sonny.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like
Yes.
every
Miss
wrestling fan's
OnlyFans.
first fantasy. We all got the tissue box for her, I believe, 2 times.
Yep.
That's why
Miss Tessmacher from TNA.
Brooke. Oh.
Brooke, yeah.
God.
No, but like that's why it
I
was
look
so
for
cool.
nudes all the time.
Again.
All the
Hey,
time.
how is it that like everyone has been able to pull off that like hot secretary business suit?
Like, yeah.
Dana Brooke.
Everybody but
Oh,
I don't know
man.
how that happened.
No, dude,
Yeah.
no way.
I gotta say-
go.
Again, I know I'm a homer, but when you would see the triple threat come out and behind them you had Sonny and Francine like just coming down in their skimpy little shit, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a good night.
Are we just reliving like our pervy teen years right now?
Yeah,
I think so.
pretty much.
Yes.
Why
I'm okay
not?
with that. I'm okay with that.
And look.
It
And
was
you know
confusing
why?
Time for me.
You wanna know why we're doing it? Because
Oh, that's hot. That's
That's
hot.
hot.
I ain't even mad at that.
Fire,
Sweet.
use a flame.
Wendy, the only reason that this is okay right now is because you're here and it's not a sausage fest. That's the only reason it's okay.
you are
That's the
partaking
only
in it.
reason it's
So
okay.
therefore,
This
you've
is-
given
this
us a
is-
pass. We can now all partake because Wendy did.
So this is one
granted
of those times
permission.
where what my brothers call me makes a lot of sense. They call me a dickless bro, and I'm like, yeah, that completely makes sense,
Yes.
and it's true. It's true.
Bro.
Because I'm over here shamelessly as well. Like, you remember those business suits and them puppies and the.
The puppies. What about Velvet Sky and the pigeons?
Oh.
She wasn't a
All right,
valet, but
we gotta move on. We gotta move on, or I'm
bully
gonna
Ray, you lucky bastard.
seriously.
And now with sexy valets, we're left with Robert Stone. That's what we got, huh?
Right. Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's see. Next question from Dave was biggest name to hold a title that shouldn't have.
Oh, where do you want me to start?
Wow.
I'll let somebody else start.
That's a good one because there's so
I'll let
many.
somebody else
So
start.
many. Yeah.
How about David Arquette?
Hold on.
Russo.
You got old
Vince
school
Russo.
David. You got old school David Arquette because
He
the
didn't
new
deserve
David
it.
Arquette
No,
can
new
go
one.
in the ring.
New one can go. Back
New
then,
one is doing it for a good cause. How about
Old-
Durag BKM with the ECW belt?
Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck you, Vinny.
With the Durag, dude.
Listen.
Durag.
God damn it! I need a minute.
He was
I went from
a
horny to
moment that he was
pissed. And
street. He had street cred.
that's
The fucking Big Show.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
fucking Big Show, like, or Paul
Bill
White,
Goldberg. Bill
Oh.
Goldberg. Even when,
Which
even
time?
even at his peak, he was unprepared
Anytime.
for the ring, you know. And now even
Anytime.
Goldberg, I'm like, bro, like past your prime, even
Oh,
at your
yeah.
prime.
especially
Yeah.
now, Way doesn't deserve it. Like that's the biggest name
yep.
out
I
of
mean,
all of them.
Yep.
Jinder
Just 'cause,
Mahal,
damn.
obviously.
Yeah, but at least Jinder can go. Like Goldberg can't. And yet
Goldberg
he
was
still
never
had
trained.
like what 2 or 3 Universal title reigns the last couple of years, and he can't wrestle.
He
Like
never could.
3 can't wrestle. Like could barely in his prime. Can't now getting Universal title runs every other time. The only guy that's won the Universal title more at this point is Brock Lesnar. I mean, god damn, just get out of the ring.
Seriously.
That's
Can I
probably
just-
the biggest name. Like I agree with Jinder. I'm just saying if we're looking at biggest name, Goldberg is it.
Can I just point out the fact that Evan actually finished that 40 before the show's over?
Right? Right?
Nice.
Now back to these shitty world champions.
Back to the matter at hand.
Now we still have one more good question from Dave. We do have some other questions too.
Oh, we're done with the world champions?
We
Oh,
can.
do you have more?
He's like, I have a list.
Pull out
We're gonna
the
have.
lexicon.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have Brucey put the list of his undeserving champions up at top on Facebook because
Sergeant Slaughter,
they
Iron
Oh,
Sheik.
shit.
okay. They limit you to characters
Cheeky
on
baby. What's
Twitter.
up with Cheeky baby?
So come to Top Rope on Facebook, and sometime, probably tomorrow night, Brucey will give us a list of the undeserving champions. Okay,
You fucking got it.
there we go.
Dude.
All right, next, the last question from Dave, and thank you for all these. They're great questions. This one especially. Best wrestler who had the worst gimmick, and for me,
Ooh.
Dr. Isaac Yankum DDS. Hands down. Great wrestler, shitty gimmick. Want to know how I know he was great? Look at Kane. I'm done.
It's funny because I was just talking about him earlier. today,
Next!
guys,
Right? The whole Mick Foley video where he said Britt Baker is the greatest
greatest dentist,
of all
yes.
time in wrestling.
I'm
There's
sorry.
been 2.
I'm sorry, but Kane as the fake Diesel is worse than Dr. Isaac Yankum.
Oh Jesus.
Either way,
yes.
awful gimmicks for a great wrestler because we know Glenn Jacobs can work his ass off, and he did some amazing things like as a big man in that gimmick. But beforehand, some stinky hot Chinatown garbage gimmicks, man. This is all he got.
Anything Stone Cold did before he became Stone Cold.
Stunning Steve Austin
That
with
is
his
Steve Austin.
balding Hogan
Dude,
hair.
him and Pillman were awesome together.
They were.
They
really
were.
were. They really were. But that gimmick was trash.
Not the best gimmick, no.
Like Flying
The
Brian's
Hollywood
gimmick was,
Blondes?
yeah, no, like Flying Brian was great, but Stunning Steve Austin, I mean, really?
It was just kind of like.
I mean, I don't want to sound a certain way, but Wendy, do you even think like Steve Austin is attractive, like even before the Stone Cold era? Like just
I don't know if I'm the person to ask about this. I do have weird taste.
Oh, that's
Well,
true. She wants to hop on
I can't
Shawn
even-
Michaels
I can't
today.
even say in,
So-
in people. I have weird
It's
taste
the
in
it's the
people.
lazy eye that gets her.
It really is. Want to lick that eyeball. Look
Like,
it right back into place. Hold still.
She's like, them crow's feet. Come here, Grandma's got some candy for you.
Hey, I can't judge. I can't.
The Murders Originals.
I can't judge
There
your
you go.
crow's feet.
Werther's Originals, baby. I got them right here. Come on.
I got some strawberry candy for you, Poppy.
Just let me fix my trick hip.
Put that back in place. There we go. Get that vapor rub ready.
Yeah, it's hard to find somebody outside of like the gimmicks of Glenn Jacobs prior to Kane. I mean, he was such a great wrestler, but those gimmicks were so awful that they made him awful. I mean, can anybody think of anybody else?
I'm working on it. I'm actually surprised, Evan. I'm surprised. Yeah. All right, Evan. Have at it.
All right.
Go for it, dude.
Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that
have him
was-
coming
The
out
mohawk.
looking
dyed
Like,
red.
I mean, a mohawk is cool, all right, every now and then.
No, but like blonde and then dyed
throwing
red.
like a chicken and like, like he was one of the top wrestlers in the nation at the time, and you have him coming out like Foghorn Leghorn, like that one I think was a total waste.
How
Number
about some
two,
of
a little more modern. I
Okay.
thought a complete waste of talent. You got some of the top luchadors in the fucking world, and you're gonna put them in janitor jumpsuits riding on lawnmowers.
God,
the
yeah.
Mexicools.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was embarrassing.
You
came down to the
unmasked
ring on a
Psycho
riding mower with no mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not
Yo,
even
wait,
talking
it
about
was-
the racial undertones, but
it was Hoovy, it was Super Crazy,
Psychosis
and Psychosis without and
without the
Hoovy and
mask.
Psychosis
Right.
dropped the mask.
You unmasked the guy when he had one of the fucking
Terrible.
coolest foreign masks ever.
Actually, Hoovy lost his mask right
In
before
WCW.
WCW went out of business. He lost his mask and
Yeah.
never put it back on.
But at least he was
I'm
still
going-
Hoovy.
I'm gonna reverse this shit. I'm gonna
Okay.
go from someone that had a fucking gimmick in Demolition, a great tag team, was over like a motherfucker. Demolition falls apart and dude comes back as the Repo Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Crush.
the Repo
Very
Man.
dark.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't Crush. It was
No.
one of the original Demolition.
Smash.
Oh, that's right.
Smash,
That's right.
yes,
It was Smash.
Darko.
I'm sorry.
Very Darko.
And
I
then,
got
then
it
he
back.
came back as the Repo Man. Like, dude, you
I
went
almost-
you went backwards.
For a minute there, because we've been on
Yeah.
for a while, but for
Yeah.
a minute there, I forgot
You
about
can't
Psycho
pay your
Bra.
bill. Repo Man. Yeah, that was horrible.
That's a
Yeah.
reverse.
Yeah,
And then
that
when
was
they
terrible.
took the colognes, a little more recently, when they took the colognes and made them real estate men for
Travels Man.
timeshares,
Yeah.
what the fuck
Travels
was
Agents
that?
Man.
That was terrible.
Come join us in
awful.
paradise. You know.
Yeah, no, that was insulting and horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible too.
that was
I'm
shit.
trying- I had one in my head and it totally fell out.
Stardust.
Stardust. Yeah.
Oof.
Ugh. That was
Oof.
bad. And apparently Cody had some idea about like an Iron Man type gimmick that they shot down and they gave him that. Okay.
Well, they wanted to keep the Rhodes brothers as a tag team, and they thought that would be the perfect way. Like, oh motherfucker,
right.
Yeah.
You couldn't just bring back the natural because
that would make too much sense because Cody was
Way
too
too
over as himself.
right.
Oh, But actually, Cody had a lot of shady
Shitty gimmicks. Yeah.
Like
And-
his original Cody Rhodes with Orton and DiBiase. Okay, that was
Yeah.
okay. Then you had Dashing Cody Rhodes with the
Mhm.
mustache.
And that awful music.
Face mask.
That
Then you had the
awful,
face
like,
mask.
Whoa!
Paper bag.
But I will
Terrible.
give this man credit. He got everything over that he freaking touched.
Oh yeah. He
Because
was
that's
the fir-
that's
he
the
was
Rhodes
one of
way to
the-
do it, man. I mean,
He was one of the
Orton has
first
had some
guys,
gimmicks.
like
Their dad had
Jake-
some gimmicks, Dusty and the polka dots.
right.
That what
Vince,
the
you
fuck?
oh,
But he
fucking
made
retard.
it work.
Yeah.
Talk about a great
It's-
wrestler in a
it's
terrible
what they do.
gimmick.
It's what
Come
the
out in
Rhodes
polka
do.
dots and dance like you have
It was
with
a
them.
bad idea from bad creative.
It was a stupid
You
idea.
take the
from
roads,
bad
you take
creative.
any roads, and you say, "Here's a fucking shit ass gimmick." There
Go.
you go. And they make something of it. They're just like, "This is what you're giving me?
They-
You're giving me shitty lemons. I'll make you the sweetest fucking lemonade."
You ever
They said
tasted.
And
they said
And then they gave him the and what they thought was the worst ballet ever in Sapphire. And
Uh-huh.
ooh, he turned her the sweet
Ran with
Sapphire.
it.
And
I know
we love that Mama Jamma.
we have
Hell yeah.
yeah, we have given Rusev all the credit in the world for taking chicken shit and turned it into chicken salad. But really, that's just pulling roads. Just
Like-
like
Yep.
honest, like back from
Vince-
Dusty all the way through, he just pulled the roads.
Vince
What it should
Vince
be called.
goes, hey Dustin, you're getting this Gold Dust character over way too well. This is going way too well. So now we're gonna turn you into a fucking cornball and make you talk because you got electrocuted, and then you're just gonna be a fucking gag the
Right.
rest of your career. And guess what? The dude was still over.
Still over.
And somehow it worked.
Work.
Speaking of stupid ass, Festus.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh my god.
I can hear the song now. Just biscuits and gravy.
Whatever happened to the other guy that was it Jesse? His
Jesse.
partner,
Cash?
tag partner?
That was
Whatever
Kid
happened to that guy?
Cash.
Yeah,
Was it?
I think
That was
it
Kid
might
Cash.
have been. Might have been. I can't remember now. It's like he later became Heath Slater. I don't know what happened. I really don't. But he looked a lot like him.
Can we please tag Luke Gallows in this? Because I want him to see this.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, we're gonna tag Luke Gallows.
Yeah, it's at the big LG.
Oh, I know.
Oh my
Trust
God.
me.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm trying to look down here, see if I thought we had something else.
Oh, that's so funny. The 1-800 number that they have for the in your house.
The
Underneath it says-
hotline. It's the
Yeah, the
hotline.
1-800 Titan 91. Underneath
Ooh,
it
the
says
hotline.
phone number no longer active.
Tell me you motherfuckers called the hotline when you guys were kids.
My parents were pissed. I ran
My
that bill
mom-
up.
My mom murdered me.
'Cause I
Murdered
didn't-
me.
I did not stick around for them to say how much it was a minute. I just called the fucking
Oh,
number
no.
and I sat there and I was like, oh my God, so much breaking news and interviews and I got to ask so-and-so. And I was on for hours and they got that phone bill and did I ever compete?
There was no chocolates in my house. It was a goddamn wooden spoon. And when that shit
Uh-huh.
went over my ass, it was a metal spoon. That shit
Oh, yeah.
didn't break.
No,
Mom brought out that rodeo
no,
belt.
the wooden spoon never broke in my house. I crept downstairs one night and I broke it and threw it in the trash. And the next day I was getting beaten with a bigger metal spoon. I was like, fuck, this is a bad idea. I'm sorry, Mom.
My mom hit me so hard with that wooden spoon after that. That shit snapped in half. I was like,
Oh no, I'm telling you, I used to have.
I never had a phone in my room again.
I used to have younger siblings, and my mom would hit me so hard with that spoon they died. It was
Oh
sick.
my God.
Believe it or not, though, guys, as far as I'm looking again just to make sure, and we covered every fan's question we got.
I got something that I want to bring up with you guys.
What
Okay.
you got?
Wow.
I have something. I have
me with
something.
it.
Hold on. I'm
Hit me,
I'm
Brucey
doing-
baby.
It's
I'm
okay.
looking it
We're
up.
only hitting like 90 minutes. Go for it.
That's all right. I got it right here.
Holy.
This comes from the man himself, Machine Gun Carl Anderson on IG. And you guys, if you don't know, you can look him up at Machine Gun KA on Instagram. Great gram, by the way. He said he says in this. This is actually a Twitter post that he reposted on Instagram. It says,
Okay.
listen. He says, listen, we had a decision to make in September of 2019. ... We
Right.
clearly made the wrong one. And
Clearly.
in 68 days at midnight at the big LG, and I will talk about it. All of it. At Talking Shop, at whoever else, and then hashtag Talking Shop a Mania.
Ooh.
So, now it's probably, I think it's like 68, what did he say, 68 days? So now it's probably like 66 days from
Right.
when I took that picture. So I'm guessing that the John Moxley interview is going to be surpassed by Carl Anderson and the big LG.
It wouldn't shock me at all, especially like internationally, because in Japan they are like still gods. Like it wouldn't shock me if they jumped that Moxley interview. It wouldn't.
And I can't, dude, honestly, I can't wait for that Talking Shop. Like that, and I'm looking forward to that Talking Shop and the first friggin' EC3. You got me thinking ECW because you talk about it
See
so
how that
goddamn
happens?
much. No,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
the first EC3. But I really like. There's just been like Anderson's thrown shots on Twitter and on Instagram at WWE. Like, so someone that's in the WWE at one point said, you know, we did this great segment and it never made the air. And Carl Anderson in the comments was like, hey, join the club. When you do something great to get yourself over, they never show it.
Right? They're like,
So
oh yeah, that's great. Bury it.
So obviously, with that being said, the big LG and the Machine Gun would probably have a lot of great content that we will never see in the WWE.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee
Hands
it.
down.
I guarantee it.
Hands
So
down.
I guess my question is for you guys,
Hmm.
how do you think they're gonna come at WWE the way that Moxley did, or say hi to Callie, guys?
Hi, Kelly.
Or-
Kelly.
So
Or
cute.
do you think that that the boys are throwing a rib out there?
Oh
Because
no, I think-
they're known to throw ribs and rib.
I know they are, but I think when it comes to this, they are as serious as coronavirus. Like they want they want to get out there and they want to just attack WWE for the shit they have been put through for years. I mean, even long before, like, okay, you get named the greatest tag team in Saudi Arabia, you get no tag team title shots, and you get basically written off TV. Long before
You
that,
get nothing. You just get a shit ass.
they were just sitting around while we were getting, you know, the New Day versus the primetime players, and not even in the picture. Just, nope, we got no use for you. Sit back there, have fun. And then basically they're relegated to AJ Styles lackeys,
Dude,
which they never were. I know they were all at Bullet Club together, but that was more of like a superpowers combined than just like, oh, I'm leading this shit and you guys are all jobbers and lackeys behind me. Like, that's not what Bullet Club was about. That was NWO. That was not Bullet Club.
Dude, like, the shots that have been fired, like, he posted a picture of him and Gallows in Japan with their tag league trophies, and he's like, look, we've won other fucking trophies too. Yours don't mean shit, or something like that. Like, trophies don't mean shit.
He's not wrong.
We're coming for bigger and better things.
Right? They're not wrong, by the way. those trophies in Japan are like eons old, you know.
But the trophies in Japan have meaning. The trophy they won in WWE was,
the trophy in Japan is like the American equivalent would be like the Crockett Cup.
yes.
You know, it's got that much history and tradition in it that, like,
It's got heft.
yes, but like so many tremendous teams have won it before you, and it's been around for decades, and it's a staple and a tradition, and it's got all that nostalgia to it. Whereas, you know, getting named the greatest tag team in the world in Saudi Arabia was basically just because we need to fill time in the middle of the show. We're getting a lot of money to do.
It was a participation trophy. Like,
it really was.
And
it was
then
thanks for showing up.
And then after winning it, never getting a title shot or getting pushed as the greatest tag team in the world?
Not
never
really.
getting anything.
Shane McMahon got more of a push being the greatest wrestler in the world than those two got as being the greatest tag team in the world.
Yep.
By far, dude. By far. It wasn't even close. That's like comparing Ric Flair's title reigns to like James Ellsworth. You know?
Ellsworth is great. I'm kidding. Really?
Yeah, you should be.
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say this is gonna turn into a long show.
I'm kidding. I've got
You're
nothing
having a
else.
Stroke.
Okay,
I've got nothing else.
Speaking of long show, now that we've hit like 90 minutes, I think we're pretty much done. I had like maybe one question left. It wasn't a fan question. We could save it for next week. Why don't we just have Brucey start with the social medias, and we'll start our plugs and get the fuck up out of here.
All right, here we go.
Jim Cornette is coming out with Owen Hart and Yokozuna. Okay, continue.
Oh, I remember that tag team.
Social media.
Social media. So check it out. You can find us four merry people on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. It's a publicly traded group. It's open. Come in, talk about wrestling. You can message us and get an okay if it's something not really wrestling related. Sometimes we let it go.
True.
A lot of times we won't. It depends on what it is. The big thing that we have going right now on our Facebook page, I just posted it today. We're having a lottery. Yeah, right there, the bubbly bunch.
There we are.
We are having a lottery to watch an episode of Dynamite on Zoom with us, and it be recorded
Like
and
this.
put on the YouTube channel, which you
Like
can
this
find
with-
at like this, just like this. And we'll have we're going to pick 2 to 3. Go on, read the rules. You'll see it. It's a big Colt Cabana meme. It tells you everything. I did that for Wendy. And the directions and the rules are all in the comments. Read it. Drop a GIF of your favorite AEW superstar, and you'll be entered. And we'll try to pick the 3 as soon as possible, so we can coordinate to 2 or 3 and coordinate with those people. You can also find us on Twitter. Yes, Twitter
There we go.
right there. Oh, there's the Colt
Not
Cabana.
coming up 'cause of my background.
Kind of, your background's
Kinda.
funny. You find us
Kinda,
on Twitter
sorta.
at Top Rope
No.
WT. Come on, hit us up, post questions, ask us questions. You know, tweet us back. You know, we're on there. We're active. Actually, me and Dom usually hit up the Twitter. Dom's been a little more active than me. I got to pick up the slack.
That's all
I got to
right.
pick up the slack. Dom's kind of killing it.
got
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna get
Um,
everybody to log in so we can all partake.
Then you can also find us on YouTube. So I'm just gonna promote this show for YouTube, which you can find now at Fox Den Productions. Fuck Penelope Ford, literally.
Mhm.
You can find it on Fox Den Productions. You can find Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and there's a few other shows. Dom will get to the rest of the shows in a minute. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments below, and hit that little bell. Hit the bell so you know when we post. No, my beard's not that big no more. There's no more raccoons. You got to do a new one. I don't
There's
have
dead
the big
mice
beard.
in there. Got dead mice.
Ah,
There it is.
There
There's
it
Fox
is,
Den.
right
There you
there.
go.
There it is. Hit it up.
There's
Find
my
us.
pride and joy.
Yeah, that's about it for the social medias. Instagram's coming. Look, my boy Evan's been asking about the IG, so I think me and Evan are gonna combine and we're gonna pull this IG together.
They're gonna be like
All
Mega
of-
Powers Unite.
We're gonna be the mega powers. Ooh yeah.
Oh yeah, brother.
Power. We'll do it.
Bringing it
But
in.
yeah, like,
What a moment.
like,
What you
subscribe.
gonna
Don't
do
be
when the
shy.
beards run wild on you?
Okay, so
Drop
Well-
comments.
Wendy, hit us with the podcast platforms, lady.
Yeah, okay. I don't see why not. So you can find us on anchor.fm / is it still TRWT?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you can find us on anchor.fm / TRWT. And then from there, you can find us wherever podcasts are sold or given away freely, whatever. So you can find us
Enjoyed.
on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and then other random ones that I can't remember because they're so fucking random. So whatever.
Apple.
But yeah, find us, rate
Lots.
us, listen to us, share it, share the podcast with everybody, share it with your mama, your grandmama, your
Everybody.
Leave a
preacher,
review.
the
5
nasty old man
stars.
down the street. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Review
5-star
us.
reviews.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Comment.
Your
Comments.
abuelita.
Yeah, give it to your
Abuelita
abuelita.
with the
She'll love us.
chancla. Get
Exactly.
some chancla love.
All right. So
The whole
before
ass
we
thing.
before we go any further, let's let Evil Evan plug his stuff like I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. Quick side plug. Check me out on Twitter as well. I'm at the Evil Evan. I drew original artwork on T-shirts. I got Wrestling on the Brain. I got a couple other things. You guys need logos. You guys need designs. Hit me up. I'm always down to draw for you guys. The creative juices are flowing with us. But yeah, man, check us all out. We are Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Soon, the Mega Powers will bring it to Instagram. Wherever the
yeah.
wherever they are, that's where we are. We're that water cooler talk. We're all the hype, the jazz. It's all about us.
Right.
So join the group, follow us, like, subscribe, leave comments, review. You know the routine, guys.
Yeah, definitely. And
Rodeo.
also, of course, thank you, Evil Evan, for the Fox Den Productions illustration, our
Yeah,
logo.
dude.
I love
It
that
is
shit.
sick. I love
You
it.
see it in the intro. You see it if you go to the YouTube page. It's beautiful. Also, Wrestling on the Brain. You can get
I
that at
wanna
Evil
draw for
Evan
you guys.
Illustrations. It's a great shirt. I love this thing. I had to rock it tonight as soon as it showed up. I was like, fuck it. It's going
Yeah.
up.
Mine
Yeah.
should come in like sometime in the next few days.
I gotta order mine.
Yeah, go to Facebook.
Get
join
on it,
the
Bruce.
lottery. We want to see your pretty faces right here along with us. I want you to bring the 40 next time. You
Yeah,
guys,
bring me one too.
yes, for everybody.
Yeah, I had
join
to get
along.
those
That's
up.
gonna be some fun times, guys. We got a lot of good stuff happening.
Oh no, there's some great stuff happening, and as Brucey alluded to, our YouTube page is now Fox Den Productions, because you can find Top Rope Wrestling Talk on there, but you can also find a couple other shows that are they're not wrestling related, but they're very entertaining. For starters, we got Mutant Rejects, which is a very nerdy Marvel comic book MCU type show that is done by myself, my wife, and my brother. I'm sure you're gonna love that. We've got a cast interview from the Gifted series on Fox coming up next week. It's gonna be great. We also have, of course, Drunk Upon a Time, which is where people like myself, my wife, Grandma Wendy, and a few others get together. We have drinks. We tell a lot of jokes. We call people idiots. We discuss some, lighthearted topics, and we just have fun.
Idiot.
A lot of fun.
We don't talk about that, but we talk about a lot of shit, and it's
Sure
very
do.
entertaining. You'll enjoy it from top to bottom. Come find us, Fox Den Productions, on YouTube. Check out our playlist. Check out our shows if you're into more than wrestling. And if podcasts are your thing, we got you covered too. Just go to anchor.fm/Foxden, FOXDEN. Don't capitalize it, don't space it, nothing. You'll see all our episodes there. We're working on getting more platforms out for that and for Top Rope every day. I'm beating the interwebs to try to find every platform there can possibly be and get us on it. So that's pretty much everything we got. Thank everybody. I want to thank everyone that listened to this. Please share us around, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do. And until next week, for the founder and high class one, Bruce, for Latina Heat, and practically my partner in crime, because every show I do, she's practically on it with me, Grandma Wendy. And of course, our newest addition from free agency, Evil Evan, who we love and we appreciate all his creative juices. I don't know if that sounds right.
Juices.
I'm your boy,
They
the
love my
Psycho. We
Oh,
love.
the juices.
Oh my God.
juicy.
He just oozes that creative machismo, and we love it. And so
Hordes of juices.
for all these happy fuckers and myself, the Psycho, we will catch you next week. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Peace.
Bye.
Deuces.